One of the most important factors about an immersive meeting room like this one is how easy it is to interact with and control it. However impressive it might look, if you can't walk in and start using it, no one's going to want to use it. So at Igloo, it's really important for us that we make it as easy as possible to use. Our new Igloo Control Panel app brings together control of a whole range of features inside one of these immersive meeting rooms. So I'm going to talk you through some of the different tabs that we have on the control panel. The first one of those is the meeting tab. That's where you control your video conferences and video calls inside one of our immersive meeting rooms. To get started, what you would do is click on the Start Casting button, and that brings up a little panel that shows you all of the windows available to cast onto the Igloo canvas. I don't have a call set up right now, but we'll add in some footage of what a call looks like in one of our spaces. When you've got your Teams call up on the Igloo canvas, you've got a range of options. You can move it around any area of the screen. And another feature that you have with this application is sharing the contents of the Igloo canvas itself to your video call. We've got another video on that if you'd like to check it out. The next tab that I'm going to be talking through now is the Sources tab. This links in with our really powerful Igloo Capture app, where the idea is you can take pretty much any type of content from any source and put it on the walls around you. So let's take a look at that now. I've already loaded a few of the capture channels with a few different types of content. It's really easy to show and hide those pieces of content. In Capture 1, I've just got this little infographic that I pulled off the internet, saved to the computer. With this, again, really easy to move around the Igloo canvas. I can make it smaller and make it larger, depending on my needs. And I can then hide it. In Capture 2, I've actually got a PDF. So with this, again, I can move it around the space. And I've got controls to be able to move up and down the pages of the PDF. And again, I can hide that source. One really useful feature with our immersive meeting rooms is the ability to bring in YouTube videos, and specifically 360 YouTube videos. One of the big questions our clients tend to have is around content and where they can access it. 360 videos on YouTube is a great way to do that for free. I've got one set up already. I've got all the controls as well that you'd expect to have when interacting with YouTube 360. As you can see, it's already been scaled in a full wraparound in the space. If I hit play, I can turn off the sound, I can put it back on, I can turn it up and down, and I can also scale it again if I wanted to. So depending on the size and shape of your immersive space, you might not need to fill a whole room. There we go. So once we're done, I'm just going to pause that video and hide that source again. The really useful thing again is that you can bring different channels onto the canvas at the same time. So I could show my image, I could show my PDF. So if you're working on different types of content, different data, you can bring those in together at the same time. So I'm just going to hide those again now. I'm now going to talk through the Apps tab on the control panel. Basically, this is where you would see icons for our integrations or for our viewers for various tools. So what we've got today is Matterport. If you don't know, Matterport is a platform for 3D digital twins of built spaces. In an Igloo, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of the time, these digital twins are created using 360 cameras, so an immersive 360 environment like this is the perfect way to view those spaces. I'm not going to go into Matterport right now, but we have got some video of it in action inside one of our spaces, and it's used by clients in all sorts of industries, including architecture, engineering, real estate, and so on. Another one of these apps is Google Street View. Again, works really well inside of our immersive environments. That's because you're getting the 360 view on the street. So when you see it inside an Igloo, you get that full 360 experience. Again, not going to dive into it right now, but we have got videos on how that looks and feels in one of our spaces. And then the other app I've got on the screen right now is the Warp Editor. Most people aren't going to need to use this if they are like an everyday user of Igloo technology, but what it does is it gives you a bit of control if some of the projectors, for whatever reason, aren't quite lined up. You can go in and manually adjust that, but 99% of the time that will already be done for you by our technicians, so you're not going to need to worry about that. The next tab I'm going to talk through now is the Home tab. We've had Igloo Home for quite a while, and what this does is just gives you another way to interact with Igloo Home. If you don't know, Igloo Home is essentially like your smartphone screen with all of your apps and tools ready for you to use at a glance. So as you can see on the canvas around me right now, we've got lots of icons for lots of different types of content, lots of different tools. So what I'm going to do is just click on some of these icons and load up some of that content. So here we've got a content bank of some 360 images. You can see that loads up really quickly and really easily. To get back to the home screen to interact with other content, I just click anywhere off of the icons and it brings me right back to the home screen. What makes this so powerful is that instead of being distracted by trying to access your tools or data, everything's right there on the walls in front of you. So it's really easy to jump in and out of whatever you're discussing at the time. The next tab on the panel is the Settings tab. Not going to go into too much detail here. It's probably going to be most useful for a power user within a client's organization. But what you have got are the various settings for connecting your device to the Igloo itself and other useful tools like that. The next thing we'll talk about is the cast keyboard and mouse button on the app, and what that does is send inputs from your keyboard and mouse directly to the Igloo canvas. So whatever you're doing with your keyboard and mouse, it'll control what's going on the Igloo canvas. So I'll just jump into Igloo Web. So I'm going to click cast keyboard and mouse. The keyboard and Igloo are now directly interacting with Igloo Web. So I can come up here and just interact directly with Igloo Web. So that was just a really quick look at our new Igloo Control Panel app. We've got plenty of other really powerful integrations, applications, tools and software. If you want to stay up to date on what we're doing with those, just make sure you're subscribed.